She had money, beauty, success. But every wedding she attended reminded her of one cruel truth. Anita James was always alone. Then came Regina, younger, meaner, and freshly engaged. Her words cut deep. You're older, richer, but still unwanted. That night, something inside Anita snapped. She didn't just want love. She wanted revenge. Poetic, perfect revenge. Get in. I'll pay you 10 million naira to be my fiancé. But what started as a game of pride became something else entirely. She found love, but her cousin found madness, and the price of jealousy would be deadly. From heartbreak to headlines, betrayal to redemption, this is the story of Anita's revenge. Anita James sat in her luxurious living room, scrolling through her phone after returning from yet another wedding, where she was the only single guest. At 27, she had everything except the one thing her family constantly reminded her: she lacked a man. Her younger cousin, Regina, strutted in with her usual arrogance. "Still single, I see," she smirked, dropping her designer bag carelessly. "You're older than me, richer than me, but no man wants you." How pathetic! Anita's jaw clenched. "What do you want, Regina?" "Just came to deliver my wedding invitation personally." Regina waved the elegant card. "I'm getting married in 2 months to my wealthy fiancé from abroad. You'll be sitting with the spinsters again." She laughed cruelly. "You have everything, yet you have nothing where it really matters." "Get out," Anita said coldly. After Regina left, Anita's mother entered the kitchen where Anita was fuming. "She shouldn't have insulted you," her mother said, "but she's not wrong. The family reunion is next week, and everyone will bring their partners. Just find someone, anyone." "A poor man? Never!" Anita snapped, grabbing her keys and storming out. 2 days later, while driving home, Anita stopped at a red light and noticed a handsome beggar sitting roadside. Despite his worn clothes and messy hair, something about his dignified demeanor caught her attention. "What's your name?" she asked, rolling down her window. "Joseph, madam." Suddenly struck by inspiration, Anita made an impulsive decision. "Get in the car. You're about to become my fiancé." Joseph looked confused. "Madam, I can't." "I'll pay you 10 million naira to pretend to be my fiancé for 1 week." The astronomical sum made Joseph reconsider. After hesitation, he agreed. At Anita's mansion, she explained the plan while Joseph marveled at the opulence. "I need you to pose as Joseph Williams, a successful businessman from Abuja, for my family reunion." Over the next week, Anita transformed Joseph completely. Professional haircut, expensive suits, etiquette lessons. Soon he looked like a CEO rather than a street beggar. But something unexpected happened during their time together. They began falling genuinely in love. Joseph's kindness and intelligence charmed Anita, while her strength and hidden vulnerability touched his heart. The reunion night arrived. Anita entered her grandfather's mansion with the transformed Joseph, stunning everyone into silence. Her relatives gasped at her handsome, sophisticated companion. "Everyone meet Joseph Williams, my fiancé," Anita announced proudly. Her mother beamed, while Regina's mother, who had been mocking Anita's single status, sat speechless. Joseph played his part perfectly, charming everyone with his confidence and devotion to Anita. But then Regina's own surprise arrived. Her mysterious fiancé from abroad finally appeared. To everyone's shock, Badwin arrived in a wheelchair, having hidden his disability throughout their online relationship. Regina's reaction was swift and cruel. "I can't marry someone like you," she declared publicly. "You deceived me." She fled in humiliation while Anita basked in her triumph. That evening, by the pool, Joseph confessed his feelings. "Anita, I know this started as pretense, but I've fallen in love with you. You're everything I've ever wanted." "And I love you too," she whispered, tears in her eyes. But Joseph had been harboring a secret. The next day, he took Anita to an elegant restaurant for dinner. "I need to tell you the truth," he said nervously. "My name really is Joseph Williams, but I'm not starting a business. I already own one. I'm the CEO of Self-Righteous Global Tech, one of Nigeria's largest companies." Anita's eyes widened. "You mean you're actually—" "A billionaire, yes. I was living on the streets temporarily, tired of fake people chasing my money. I wanted to find someone real." He knelt down and produced a diamond ring. "Anita, you loved me when you thought I had nothing. Will you marry me for real?" "Yes," she screamed, covering her face as other diners applauded. Their engagement made national headlines. Billionaire CEO Joseph Williams engaged to Anita James. The news reached Regina, who nearly choked on her food reading it. Consumed by jealousy, Regina visited Joseph's office, trying to poison him against Anita. "She's a gold digger who only wants your money," she lied. Joseph's response was ice cold. "I know everything about Anita, including how bitter and jealous you are. Security will escort you out. Never mention my fiancé again." Meanwhile, Badwin had been conducting his own deception. Days after the reunion, he appeared at Regina's house walking on his own 2 feet. "You can walk?" Regina gasped. "I was testing you," Badwin explained calmly. "My friend warned me you were a gold digger, so I pretended to be disabled to see your true character. You failed spectacularly." "Please don't leave me," Regina begged, falling to her knees.
"I want a wife who values people, not their abilities or bank accounts. You've shown me exactly who you are." He walked away, leaving her broken. Regina's world completely collapsed. Anita's happiness with a billionaire, her own fiancé's rejection, and her family's shame drove her to alcoholism and rage. She blamed her mother for teaching her to be materialistic and manipulative. During a drunken confrontation, Regina screamed at her mother, "You destroyed my life with your greed and lies." In her rage, she pulled out a gun and shot her mother dead. Police arrived within minutes, finding Regina sitting calmly beside the body. "She deserved it," Regina said coldly as they handcuffed her. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison for murder. 3 months later, Anita and Joseph had their dream wedding in a beautiful garden ceremony. Anita wore flowing white silk, while Joseph looked distinguished in black and gold. During their vows, Joseph spoke with deep emotion. "You loved me when you thought I had nothing, and showed me that true wealth is found in genuine love." Anita replied through happy tears, "You taught me that the heart sees what money cannot buy." As they kissed, sealing their union, Anita's mother wiped tears of joy. This is how love should be, real, honest, and beautiful. The newlyweds honeymooned in Paris, sharing intimate conversations about their journey from deception to truth. "I never imagined that hiring a fake fiancé would lead to real love," Anita laughed as they walked along the Seine. "And I never imagined that pretending to be poor would help me find someone who loved me for who I really am," Joseph replied, spinning her around. 6 months later, Anita received news that Regina had been found dead in her prison cell, apparently by suicide. Despite everything, Anita felt no satisfaction, only sadness, for how pride and greed had destroyed a young life. At Regina's funeral, Anita stood beside the grave with Joseph's comforting arm around her. "I forgive her," she whispered. Her jealousy and bitterness were punishment enough. Anita's mother approached them. "You've grown wise, my daughter. True victory isn't in someone else's downfall, but in building your own happiness." 2 years later, Anita and Joseph welcomed their first child, a beautiful daughter they named Hope. As Anita held her baby girl, she reflected on the incredible journey that had brought her to this moment of perfect contentment. "Promise me something," she told Joseph as they watched their daughter sleep. "Anything. Promise we'll teach her that people's worth isn't measured by their wealth or status, but by their character and kindness." Joseph kissed his wife's forehead. "I promise. And we'll tell her the story of how her parents found true love when they stopped pretending to be something they weren't." Anita smiled, remembering the angry, lonely woman she had been just 3 years earlier. Her desperate plan to hire a fake boyfriend had transformed into the greatest blessing of her life. She had learned that authentic love comes not from desperation or deception, but from opening your heart to unexpected possibilities. The moral of Anita's story resonated far beyond her personal journey. True happiness cannot be built on others' misery. Genuine love sees beyond surface appearances, and sometimes the most beautiful destinations are reached through the most unexpected paths. Pride and jealousy destroy, while kindness and authenticity create lasting joy.
In the end, Anita discovered that the love she had been searching for in all the wrong places had been waiting for her in the most unlikely circumstances, in the form of a kind stranger who needed help just as much as she needed hope. Their love story became legendary in their social circle, proof that fairy tales can happen when hearts are open and genuine, and that sometimes the greatest treasures are found not in what we possess, but in what we're willing to give.